Hello and welcome to this video series. In this video series, we will see what is Python, how we can learn to code in Python, and in this particular video, before we begin to code, we want to know what is Python. So Python, how it started its journey as a programming language. We will see different versions of Python, who invented this language Python, and what are the features this language has to offer. So I'm really excited to bring you this course. This course is going to be targeted at very beginner level, but if you have some programming experience, we really welcome you to this course. I'm very excited to bring this. So let's dive into our first slide. So when I talk about history of a programming language, or when we learn about new language, we should know about history of that language. So Python was invented by Guido van Rossum in 1990 at CWI in Netherlands, when he published his first paper in February 1991, and he became Beloved Director for Life till July 2018, when he stepped down himself from the position. So when I talk about Benevolent Director for Life, that's a title given to small number of people who act as a final authority on any disputes for that occurs during the course of development. So this language is basically derived from ABC programming language that is also developed at CWI, and its name is driven from Monty's Python Flying Circus, because Rossum was a great fan of this. So with this history of Python, it became a very famous programming languages and is surviving for last 30 years. And in 2020, or since the advent of AI, the language has got more popularity than any other language. So before we begin, let's talk about what Python is. Python is a high-level programming language that is closer to computers, that is closer to humans instead of computers. So when I talk about that it is closer to human, I mean that language is human understandable. It has one layer that is called interpreter, that act as a converter from human code, human readable code, to machine code. So definitely human write code in some language. For example, in English language, I can declare an integer in Python as int x equal to 0, that we will see in a few moments, and that is being converted to machine level of code of zeros and ones, so that my processor can understand what is this set of instruction is. Secondly, it is an interactive language. We can interact with interpreter directly from the terminal, that we will see in a moment again, and it follows all the object oriented programming concepts. So these are called the OOPS concept. Don't worry about this. If you don't understand what OOPS concepts are, with the advent of time while learning this language, you will come to know about this. Next, we have more features on this language. It can interface to all the major commercial databases that are available. For example, MySQL, PostgreSQL, MongoDB, and there are many others. So a language that can interface with majority of database is a really strong point of language, because it doesn't limit you for the selection of database. You can select any of the database and you can start working with Python with that database. So database stores your data from any application you are developing. It supports desktop based application via Tinkers, and it supports web-based applications via Django as well as Flask. So there are also other frameworks that are available which you can use to develop desktop-based and web-based applications that are written on Python. So we will definitely see any of these frameworks by the end of the course. Secondly, this language is easy to maintain, read, and it is closer to human than it is closer to computers, because we can read and write what we as a humans can understand rather than a computer. Secondly, it's mostly said that Python is a interpreted language, but in modern programming world, this difference has shrunken to zero almost, because any language can be compiled as an interpreted language, or it can be run as a compiled program. It can run as an interpreted language or a compiled program. Though the difference between interpreted and compiled languages is very minute, that in compiled language entire code is converted into machine code and that processor can run. Earlier, before the development of just-in-time compilation, these languages were used to be fast, but currently you cannot actually feel the difference of speed between these two languages. With this, I hope you have some understanding of Python, its history, and what type of language it is. In next video, we will see what are the different versions of Python, and we will also see some other features of Python. With this, I really thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.